got that for B, huh?
Daryl, you know to pick up.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Music at the Mint, brought to you by the Jazz Foundation of America in conjunction with the Jazz Museum right here in downtown New Orleans. How's everybody doing, huh? Yeah, that good? Well, we're going to be doing even better because we got an all-star band, I have you know. They're going to be doing a tribute to Willie T. And he was a very important musician and composer in New Orleans. And he's still with us in spirit. I'm Jason Patterson, and we want to thank you for coming and want to give you a little bit of insight on the Jazz Foundation of America because they really do great stuff for our musicians. You know, they've been around since Hurricane Katrina, and, you know, we've had a few catastrophes, a couple of hurricanes and floods, pandemics. I think next week it'll be locusts. Not sure about that. But, you know, we've had some things that get in the way of musicians getting an income. Who's there for them? The Jazz Foundation of America. They have been helping our musicians so many different ways with legal aid and housing and medical needs, and they even create performance opportunities like the one you're at today. So, hey, that's great. Yeah, that is wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. So, you know, if you happen to be in front of your computer, stop looking at that stuff and go and look up jazzfoundation.org, and that'll give you all sorts of information on this organization. Hey, there's a donation button there. So, you know, if you press that, you're obligated. So check your spare change and pass it on because they'll be able to do even more for our New Orleans musicians because, hey, we think our musicians are pretty important, don't you think? Well, I guess you did because you showed up today. Huh? Yeah.
Continue.
Pumping them up. Huh? Anyway, where was I? Willie T. He was an incredible performer and composer. He did Teasing Me early in the R&B era, the golden era in New Orleans, and had a number of hits. During that time, he did Mardi Gras.
Wild Magnolias.
Red. Not Red Dress. Damn's name of the new suit. That's right.
Andawanda.
It was now a solid song that they all use, and Willie wrote it, and he was involved with the Wild Magnolias first getting together with a funk band and recording, and the first to bring the Mardi Gras Indians out to a broader audience through records that they made. So there you go. Willie's here in spirit. We want to thank Chris Severin for putting this all together. So why don't you put your hands together and welcome the tribute to Willie T.
Thank you all for coming out. There's nothing else I can say other than Willie was a great musician, producer, studio owner. He created a lot of and influenced a lot of the New Orleans funk, whatever you want to call it, R&B. But he was responsible for a lot of music. And at this time, people don't seem to remember who really did this stuff. So that's what this tribute is all about, reminding the audience and for everybody just to go and research some of these songs, you know, like Smoke My Peace Pipe. He was the first guy to bring all of that together. And he was also a jazz musician, you know, that people didn't know about. He was really into McCoy Tyner. He did tunes. What I mean by tunes is standards. And you just heard one side of him. But he's a great musician, and we're going to play some of his compositions today, and compositions that he had a lot to do with, but didn't get credit for some of it. So let's get started.
Four for nothing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
loves me. Don't you know that your baby loves me? Don't you know that my baby loves me? You know that my baby loves me. Don't you know that my baby loves me?
Thank you. We'd like to do one of the Mardi Gras hits that Willie was responsible for. Actually, the instrument that I'm playing is the instrument that was played on these records. Yeah, it was owned by Julius Farmer. He was the bassist on a lot of this stuff. So I decided to use this instrument tonight, you know, for the celebration that we're having for Willie. And we're gonna do Smoke My Peace Pipe.
try. I do what I can to keep them satisfied.
Smoke my peace pipe, smoke it
In my pipe, There's some super bad herbs
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
guaranteed to soothe your nerves.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Ain't nothing like a real good high.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Just a few hits, put some smoke on your mind.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Smoke my peace by
Smoking right. Smoke my peace by smoking right. Smoke my peace by smoking right. Smoke my peace by smoking
my peace by smoking right. Smoke my peace by
smoking right.
Colombian Acapulco Gold.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Nothing compares to what I hold.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Just a few hits make you feel alright.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Make you feel alright.
Smoke my peace by smoking right.
Smoke my beat, babe. Smoke my beat, babe.
Oh, smoke my peace by.
Smoke my beat, babe. Yeah.
A lot of the guys up here played in Willie's band, so that's why we got this group together. Everybody really understood, you know, the kind of music that Willie was putting out there. So that's why we have the group of guys that you see here. On the drums, Julian Garcia. My classmate Jonathan Bloom is on percussion. Guitar, Kenny Brown. Chucky C on vocals and saxophone. Clarence Johnson on saxophone. On guitar, Carl LeBlanc. He was a guy we had this long conversation about. We wondered why Willie's music was played and nobody would ever mention his name. And we've all been a part of his organizations, so that was the discussion we were having. So we want to make it known that his music influenced all of us as musicians in New Orleans and everywhere else. It's just that nobody ever mentions his name. And we just found that kind of funny for a guy who gave as much as he gave to music, especially in this area. Not only could he sing, I mean, he was a real singer, you know. And he played piano as a real pianist. And he produced like anybody else in the world. And he had his own studio. So I think, and the rest of us up here think, that his name should be mentioned every time this music is played, especially during Mardi Gras. So y'all give it up for Willie. We got Darryl Levine on piano over here. Y'all give it up for Darryl and the rest of the guys up here. We're gonna play,
Who are you?
oh, my name is Chris Severin.
Oh, thank you.
I think my name was mentioned earlier, so I hope y'all remembered it. But anyway, we're gonna play another familiar tune to everybody, New Suit. So y'all, every time you hear this, you remember who's the guy who was responsible for this music. It wasn't only Bo Dallas, right? He was the voice. But Willie was the concept, the reason, and he brought the music, a rhythm section, I would say, to the Indian culture.
Every year, for carnival time, we make a new suit. Red or green, purple or blue, we make a new suit. We all try to make them the best that we could. 'Cause when we get together, every year, carnival time, we make a new suit. Red, yellow, green, purple, or blue, we make a new suit. We got rhinestones on our suit, shine like diamonds and stars. We get together, 'cause we're the soul of Mardi Gras. Every year, for carnival time, we make a new suit. Red, yellow, green, purple, and blue, we make a new suit. For carnival time, we make a new suit. Red, yellow, green, purple or blue, we make a new suit. We got a feather in our crown, stand about 8 feet high. Every color of the rainbow is beautiful. I lie. Every year, carnival time, we make a new suit. Red, yellow, green, purple, and blue, we make a new suit. We make a new suit. A new suit. We make a new suit. New suit. We make a new suit. One out.
We'd like to feature Carl LeBlanc on a solo piece by Willie T. Y'all probably heard Weather Report do this song, but Willie did it every time I worked with him as a solo piece, and we're gonna do it like Willie did it. There you go, baby. Y'all give it up for Willie T one more time.
Wilson Turbington.
Before I sing the song,
With,
I like that.
with
I like
2 E's.
T-E-E. I'd like to give some thanks to Chris Severin because a lot of times, yeah, put up for Chris. You could ask most of the people up here, and a lot of people know me. Most of my life, people were saying, "Don't hire Carl LeBlanc. You know, don't hire him." You know, but Chris was one of the few guys, just about the only guy, who used to get me and refer me for gigs. He got me in the band with Ellis Marcellus. He got me in the band with Alan Toussaint. You know what I mean? Yeah, he had some big people he ran around with, you know. And he also got me in the band with Willie T, and that's how I got to be on this presentation here today. And I even did some research on Willie T, because I didn't want it to be like just a history lesson of what Willie T did or a discography. These are all his songs. And so I was like just doing a little bit research on Willie, and I'm gonna read, even though Jason said a whole lot and Chris said a whole lot, this the little bit I got to add to it. Willie T, born February 6, 1944. During the 1940s, New Orleans had already given birth to jazz, but also now it was the center of rhythm and blues. Because in 1949, Fats Domino dominated the charts and the airwaves. But Willie T also credits Professor Longhair and John Coltrane as his major influences. His first recording was released in 1962. That was Teasing You, the one we did to start off with. And 3 years later, he was recording for Atlantic Records. His gigs ranged from the Apollo in New York to his roots in New Orleans. And it's here in New Orleans, he grew up in the Callio Project, which was his ties to the Indian tribes. Because I grew up in the 7th Ward, and coming down London Avenue on Mardi Gras morning, you could hear the Spy Boy coming first, tambourine, and I'm sure it was that way in the Callio Project when Willie T was coming up as well. So what he did changed the way we heard Indian, New Orleans, Mardi Gras Indian music, and also introduced that music to the world. Well, when he was doing the gig down here, Cannonball Adderley heard him playing in the French Quarter at the Ivanhoe. And it was this meeting that would change his life almost more than anything else, because Cannonball Adderley started using Willie T's compositions, and whenever Cannonball came to town, he and his piano player, Joe Zawinu, would go by Willie T's house looking for Willie and his brother Earl, who was a saxophonist. They did a recording called Brothers for Life. And Cannonball and Joe Zawinu would go and eat gumbo and red beans, but Cannonball's house. But Willie T's house, and pick up on some of this New Orleans culture. So this is a song that Willie T wrote, but it was recorded by Weather Report and Josiah Wendell and Weather Report. All through time, I guess every musician has been asking this question. Willie T put it together. Can it be done? Tell me, is there one melody that's never been played? How does it sound? Can it be found? That new song that's never been in the air. I've searched so long, it seems, just isn't there. That melody that's never been in the air. Look for a line that's new, hoping to run into a new song that's never been heard. Heard a lot of music in my lifetime. Somehow it all feels the same. But if there's a sound to choose, one that's never been used by anyone, anywhere, can it be done? Tell me, is there one melody that's never been played? How does it sound? Can it be found? That new song that's never been in the air. I've searched so long, it seems it just isn't there. That melody so fresh and so rare.
Come on now. Yeah.
Willie T, y'all.
Would like to do another piece that was influenced by Willie that a lot of people don't know about. I'm going to play it. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but just know one thing. Is Willie T involved in it all the way. And it's very familiar to you guys, all right? Is that a familiar song? Has anybody ever heard that before? What's the name of it? And let's talk about the people who was responsible for it. Who? Joe Zawanu, right. You heard about the gumbo and the red beans and hanging out at the house. Do you know that Joe Zawanu and Willie T died on the same day, right? Within how long? Same hour. But I just want you to know that sometime in life and in music especially, everybody is not credited for their compositions. So for Joe Zawanu and Willie were really good friends. And I'm not talking about something somebody else told me. I'm talking about the man himself. I asked him about it, but that was his friend. So that's what that's what the true history of it is. Now, Joe did some things. He was a great musician, but that sounds like New Orleans to me. So you decide for yourself. It's not going to make a difference, but the only difference it's going to make is you know the truth. And that's all I'm trying to tell here today, is the truth. All right, so y'all take that home with y'all and think about it. And Joe Zawanu, you're right. Joe Zawanu got credit, but it should have been some other people involved in that. All right. It's the guy we're talking about today, Willie T. So y'all give it up for Willie again. For that big hit. I'd like to do a song. This is not Willie's song, but this is a guy that Willie enjoyed his music, and we all played in Willie's band, and we did this kind of music, just so you could know that he was also a serious jazz musician. This is another Willie T composition. It was an original, instrumental composition. Come on, keep it going, keep it going, keep the groove going. It's one of my favorite songs, probably because they had a bass solo in it, but I really liked it a whole lot. But this is Willie T, y'all. I'm glad y'all came out to support the music of Willie T. T-E-E. They didn't have it advertised like that, so I just had to say that. I was reminded of that. But y'all have a good evening, and y'all keep the groove going, and don't forget who gave you all that great music. All right, thank you. I'd like to say thank you all again for coming out. Can you hear me? Okay, because we can't hear it up here. But anyway, I'd like to thank you for coming out and supporting the music of Willie T. It's not the last one. We're going to make sure that his music is heard under his own name. So, like I said, thanks again. Hopefully you will support the next event that we do for Willie. Thank you. Good evening.
Live on, Willie T.